Dear students, with a note of welcome to everyone to today's session, may I begin today's class on the lesson nouns. We are just going to have a brief discussion about the concept of nouns. While discussing nouns, let us be very clear what exactly does it mean, how it is applied, and how we can make them functional, and how we apply them in our day-to-day conversation or in writing tasks. So, to be very particular about the discussion, may I inform you that nouns are naming words. When we talk about nouns, they are naming words. Oh, am I audible to you? Good. Thank you. Gayatri, can you hear me? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you so much. So, I'm just going to discuss the concept of nouns. When we talk about nouns, we mean naming words. So, let us be very particular about what naming words are. To be very clear about the concept of nouns, when I say the application of this particular grammatical tool, there are a number of rules and regulations what the concept is and how it is applied, in which context it is used. So let us talk about the contextual application. What is the form of a word and what is its function? The two concepts are to be studied carefully. So what exactly is a form and means what is the appearance, how it appears and what role does it play? To be very clear about the conceptual clarity, I would like to tell that nouns are naming words. To divide them into five categories, which we have discussed in an introductory session in the first class. One is common noun. Common nouns. Another is proper noun. The next is collective nouns. And the next is abstract nouns. We are just going to have a clear cut discussion on all the concepts. And the last being I will just, after that I will discuss material nouns. But there is a different concepts which I will be explaining to you all about the differences between concrete nouns and abstract nouns. So that is a different classification which we will be discussing today. One is concrete, another is abstract nouns, which we have discussed. So let us talk about the fundamental aspects of these nouns. When we say common nouns, nouns that refer to a particular community or a particular class. So common noun is otherwise known as class nouns. We are clear about it right now. When I discuss common noun can be classified, it can be categorized, it can be named or renamed as class nouns. Class nouns means it talks about a particular class. Let us be very specific about it. In grammar, one is the general idea, another is being specific. You keep in mind that whenever you are using a particular word, you have to be very careful that what is its common application. Be specific. What is the word, where it is used, what is its application, and how can it be used correctly in a grammatically correct sentence. That is the point which I told you earlier in the class, that when we discuss about a particular form, what is its meaning, in which context it is used. So to use this one, you need to be very careful about the context. Context means situation. Gayatri, can you understand this concept? When I say, when I say context, context means situation. The situation application of a word, where you are using it and what is its implication, means what is its use. For that you have to know what is the form of a word and what role does it play. Let us talk about the word man. When I say the word man, or I'm talking about the word boy, let it be girl. Another word I'm telling, suppose river. Let us be very specific about it. When I say man, do I mean a particular man or I'm using the noun in common? When I say man, yes, Om? When I say the word man, let us talk about the differences between boy and Om. What is the difference between the two words? All of you feel free to share your views, give your answers. They may be correct, they may be incorrect, you have to respond. I invite everyone. Om, respond please. I'm just going to discuss, suppose I'm telling the word boy, right? And I'm telling Om. What is the difference between the two words? Okay. Om is proper noun. And when I talk about, yes, right, right. Very good. Your answer also you have responded. Gayatri, you have written, that is also correct. Thank you very much for the response. Let me talk about river. When I say river, Gayatri, I'm asking this question to you because I want a clarification from your side. When I say river, do I mean a particular river or I am using the noun in common? Common. When I say, suppose I'm telling about the Mahanadi, the Ganga, the Godavari, the Narmada, they are all proper nouns. Very good. Thank you. Thank you for the response. Good. So when just I'm going to tell about the word lake. Suppose I'm using a word lake here. Am I specifying any particular lake? No. Then this is common noun. So when a noun talks about a particular class or a community, that is called a community noun or a class noun or a common noun. So a noun is common when it talks about in common a means a group of animals. Let us talk about man. Let us talk about child. I'm telling about mountain, lake, valley, hill. Let me say city. City is a word that is used in common, right? But when I say the holy city of Banaras, is it common or particular? Particular about. So the very difference between the two words is one is common noun and proper noun. Proper means be particular, be very specific. That is what we had discussed in the first class. And I would like to specify here by when I say the word lake, I'm not telling the name of a particular lake. So that is taken as common. But when I'm telling about Chilika, suppose let us talk about the word Chilika, or you may talk about the Chilika or Lake Chilika, you are naming a particular lake that is becoming common or particular? Particular. Thank you. Thank you very much for the response, Gayatri. So when I talk about, let us say, women, I'm telling the word women here. So that is used as a common noun. Let me talk about Mother Teresa, right? What is the difference, the grammatical difference between these two? Woman, another is Mother Teresa. Which is common, which is particular? Very good. Now your concept is very clear. Let me cite one more example to you, right? One is temple. Suppose I'm using the word temple here. When I mean the word temple, am I telling any particular temple's name? No. Very good. Thank you. But when I'm saying uh, Meenakshi temple in Madurai, Meenakshi temple, is it particular or common? Particular. So when any noun, now let us be very particular about it, very clear concept you are just going to have. When we tell about temple, we are not specifying which temple, but when we name a place, name a particular object, that becomes specific, proper noun. So the difference between the two words, one is common, one is particular, one is a class, one is a community, one is a class, another is what you consider about a specific community, maybe a particular person, maybe a thing, maybe an object. So when any person or object or thing in a particular identified, that is proper. So let us be very clear about the concepts between common noun and proper nouns. So common nouns talks about things or persons in common or in general, but when you find things or persons or places in particular, they are called proper noun. Suppose I'm telling about city or town or village. Can you tell me the name of a village or name of a city or town? Anyone, please? Okay, fine. Khurda. Khurda is proper noun or common noun? Okay. Can we make a sentence using Khurda in the sentence where it can be the subject of a sentence? Home. Very good. Very good. In this particular sentence, you see how many nouns you are using? Let us be clear about it. Home said Khurda is a Om made a sentence. Khordha is a city of Odisha, right? Is it your sentence? So in this particular sentence, you identify how many nouns are there. Two, three. What are they? One is Khordha, another is city, another is Odisha. Fine. Can you name them? Yes. Hmm. Right. Can you make a sentence using lake in a sentence and identify the words, naming them as specific nouns? Let us take a particular word. Now it comes to the words in application. We are talking about words in usage. When I say the word, suppose I'm using the word lake hereby. You take the word lake and make a sentence using the word lake and identify and tell me the function of this word. Yes. Next. We can write it now. Okay, fine. So when we say the word lake hereby, let us be very particular about when you don't know. I will explain to you the way how to make a sentence. We are now coming to use the word in particular in the sense, coming to know the usage and how it is used. The word is lake. Make a sentence using the word lake, or you can name a lake in a sentence and identify the words. Gayatri, can you respond? I invite everyone to give your responses. All those who are present can respond your views. You can share your responses. Here is Pranati. I would like to ask a question to you. Can you make a sentence using two kinds of nouns? One is a common noun, one is a proper noun, and identify them on the basis of their form and function. I'm asking you to give a sentence, to give an example of a sentence where you're using both the nouns. Yes or? Okay, very good. Your first sentence had a grammatical error. The second sentence is correct. Thank you Om, for the correct response you are giving. Suppose you are talking about lake in common, and when we say a word in common, that is a common noun. But in particular, it will be suppose Lake Chilika. Yes. So addition of this word now, I was talking about sometimes a noun is used alone and which is used as a subject of a sentence. And sometimes for a noun we are using the word pronoun. In the last class we have discussed. And sometimes we are using a noun phrase. That is very important for people who are preparing for competitive examinations. The use of a noun, the replacement of a noun by a pronoun, and the use of a noun phrase, that is very important. You should know. So when it talks about noun phrases, you are talking about the formation of a phrase. This part is very important. Please listen to it very carefully. When I'm talking about a phrase where you find the noun being the head word, with a noun and the noun being the head word, right? In the last class we had given a clear description about the head word. Yes or no? Good. Now I'm telling about, suppose I'm telling here Amit. Amit is a noun or a pronoun or a noun phrase? What kind of noun it is? Proper noun. Very good. Thank you very much. Now I am just going to tell you. Amit, I am telling Amit is a good student. In this sentence, I wrote Amit. That is one word. So here I am writing Amit is a good student. Let us now differentiate between the two structures. In the first one, I am using Amit, which is the noun, it is used individually. And I'm just going to make a declarative sentence where we are using Amit as the subject, is as the verb, and a good student. When I say a good student, it is coming as a phrase. Could understand? Oh, am I clear to you right now? The difference. My point is you should know, you understood about noun. You also know where to use pronoun. So what is the pronoun for Amit? Very good. Thank you. Thank you so much. And here, a good student, that is to be studied carefully. When I'm talking about a good student, what exactly does it mean? A good student, in this phrase, this is a phrase. Could you understand it? In this phrase, what is the noun? Student. Very good. Thank you very much for the response. So, student is a noun here. Can you tell me what kind of noun it is? Common noun. Very good. Thank you. But now this noun is given a description by the word good here. So, what is the function of good here? Adjective. Thank you. So, what is the role of an adjective in a sentence? What an adverb does? Sir, what an adjective does? You told it is an adjective. Suppose I've taken. What kind of specifics and all? Okay. Thank you very much. When we say it says about the noun, it speaks something relating to the noun. It means it describes the noun. They are describing words. They are qualifying words. Suppose I'm saying uh, tasty snacks. I'm using sweet mango. So here sweet is the adjective. Am I clear? Mango is the noun. I'm just going to tell you here. Suppose interesting story. I'm writing here an interesting story I wrote. This is a noun phrase. In this noun phrase, what is the noun? Very good. Thank you very much. So, story is the noun. Now, this story is being described by the word interesting, that is known as adjective. Your syllabus has been so nicely designed that when it comes to the first unit of studies, parts of speech, you should be very clear about the concept because you are using nouns and the nouns are described by adjectives. The adjectives are qualifying words. And before the adjective, we are using another word that is an article determiner. That is an article. So, what is an article determiner? The word that specifies the number or quantity of things. We have to be very clear about the concepts one by one. So, let me tell you one more. Let me cite one more example. I'm telling you, suppose I am telling Om gave me a diary. In this sentence, how many nouns are there? Yes, Gayatri? Two nouns. Okay, thank you. What are they? Very good. Om. So, what kind of nouns they are? Let us name them. What kind of nouns? Om is very good. Very good. Okay, fine. Now, When I'm talking about these nouns in common, we have to be very clear about the application of this word. Our diary here is a noun phrase. You told diary is a noun, your answer is correct. But when I'm using or before it, it becomes a noun phrase. So sometimes what we are doing, when you are finding, when we are using a noun, before the noun, we can use a word that describes the number or quantity. Diary is no, diary is not material noun. We say, oh, see, when I say gold, when I say silver, when I say any metallic object, clear? Got it? We are going to discuss them one by one. Let us, we are now applying the common noun and proper noun. And when it comes to the next phase, abstract noun, then we shall go to concrete nouns and material nouns. We'll discuss one by one. Okay? I'm clarifying you. I'm giving. I have told you that after 1 to 2 classes, I'll be sharing with you some notes, and you will be getting clear details, the definitions, the application, the conceptual clarity based questions. I'll be supplying to you. Don't worry. So when I'm saying suppose the next sentence, I would like to make one more sentence here. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. See, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is a great scientist. So in this particular sentence, can you identify the nouns? Let us talk about the structure of this sentence. It is a declarative one. So Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, what kind of noun it is? Very good. And here we are using a noun phrase. I told you that let us come to know the concepts with application. So Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, that is functioning as the subject of the sentence, and that is a proper noun because it names a particular individual. And when is a great scientist, in this phrase, what is the noun? Scientist. Okay, very good. What kind of noun it is? Common noun. But now a common noun is connected to a particular noun, that is application. So when you are going to get questions, the questions will give us some hints that when you are using two nouns in a sentence, we have to identify them on the basis of their form, on the basis of their function. Therefore, I have written two words. One is what is the set, what word it is, whether it is a noun or a pronoun, then what function does it do. So today I'm going to discuss the second part of the noun structure. This noun, A here is a determiner, great is an adjective, and scientist is a noun. Dear children, in the last class I told about the function of a noun, that whether it is a noun or a pronoun or a noun phrase, in which the noun is the head word that may function as the subject of a sentence. Sometimes it is also functioning as a complement. Sometimes it functions like an object. This is called words or phrase in application. In the last class, you were also asking some questions about the structures and how they function. Also, we had discussed the very application along with the structural construction of this part. When I say subject, let me tell Sarojini Naidu, Nightingale of India. See, I wrote a sentence, Sarojini Naidu is the Nightingale of India here. So can you identify what is the subject of a sentence and what is the noun phrase and what is the function of this noun? Yes. Voluntary response. Sarojini Naidu is the subject. Very good. Which kind of noun it is? Very good. Thank you very much. Now you are getting a clear idea of what exactly is a noun and what is its function. And this proper noun can be functioning as a subject of a sentence. Am I clear to everyone? Very good. Very good. Thank you. Now, Sarojini Naidu is the subject of this sentence. And this subject I have told you that can be found by the question word who. About whom something is said, that is known as subject. Let us talk about Sachin Tendulkar is the Kohinoor of India. Sachin Tendulkar is the Kohinoor of India. When he says Sachin, Sachin is common noun or proper noun? Okay, fine. The Kohinoor of India. It is a noun or a noun phrase? Noun phrase. In this noun phrase, what are the nouns? Okay, very good. And also India. Clear? Kohinoor is a noun, India is also a noun. Okay, Gayatri? Right. Nightingale is the title given to Sarojini Naidu here. Another sentence I would like to tell. Suppose I am writing a sentence, Kalidas was a famous writer. Here Kalidas is noun or pronoun. What is the pronoun for Kalidas? He. Very good. Very good. Thank you very much. That is what I wanted to know from you all. So now, when you are answering this question, you should be very clear about what is the function of a noun or a noun phrase. This noun phrase, my dear children, which I told you that Kalidas is a noun here functioning as the subject, and here was is the be verb connector, and a famous writer where you find a writer is a noun in common used in a phrase for a particular person as a writer here to mean it as famous as adjective, and I is determiner. So sometimes what are using, I told you the determiner plus an adjective plus a noun that forms a noun phrase. So dear children, when you are learning noun and noun phrase, here is a noun, individual noun, and here is a noun. I am talking about this is a proper noun and this is a common noun. This common noun is used in a phrase with an adjective to describe its quality and a word to talk about its number, that is called a noun phrase. That is the ideal difference between a noun and a noun phrase. You should be clear about it, because when we are going to get questions, when we are going to get questions in the questions, we will be asked to identify the nouns and to name them and to replace the nouns by the pronouns. And sometimes we are using nouns in noun phrases. Now I am just going to give you another idea which will make you very clear about it. I would like to give you another clarification. Dear children, when we talk about nouns, also we can classify them into two parts. It is not always possible to find nouns in a single frame used. So nouns may be countables, nouns may be uncountables. These countable nouns, can you cite an example? Can you tell me what is a countable noun? What is a countable noun? Can you give an example? Okay. Any more example? Money is not countable. Oh, money is not countable. Money is uncountable, but a particular amount of money that is countable. Am I clear? Okay. Let me clarify that you should know. I'm talking about countable nouns are those nouns that are associated with the word number. And uncountables are those nouns that are otherwise known as measurables. Why they are called measurables? Because we can measure them or we can quantify them, right? So they are associated the word quantity or amount. But the only difference in between the two is that you can use some determiners. You can use some determiners with the nouns, maybe uncountable nouns, to make them, to convert them into countable nouns. Let me clearly give an example to make you understand. Let me tell you the word. Suppose the word boy here, we can make boy, boys. Let's talk about girl. It is girls. We are telling here man. We are telling man. Here we are telling child. We are finding the word children. These are all countable nouns. So countable nouns are those nouns that can be converted from singular to plural, sometimes by the addition of s or uh, other forms, sometimes by using new words. For example, boy, there is an addition of s. There is a spelling rule which I will be explaining to you some other time, and how there is a change in the spelling of the word. Let us talk about the word boy. When it converted from singular to plural, it becomes boys, girl, girls, but man becomes men. So this change in the spelling rule, that is a particular study which I will be explaining to you some other time. Now I'm talking about the word child. Child becomes children. But let us talk about the word here milk. When I say milk, milk is countable or uncountable? It is uncountable because we cannot count it. Am I clear? Milk, water, cheese, butter, knowledge. So any very good. Thank you. Yes. Now let us talk about the word intangible objects. Intangible objects means those objects, intangible things or objects, emotions, quality, condition, situations, attributes, characteristics. Suppose I'm telling the word honesty. Can you count on honesty? No. Sincerity, can we count it? No. Punctuality, we can't count it. Suppose I'm telling the word absence, presence. I'm saying my father loves me very much. I always enjoy the affection of my teachers, love, affection, beauty, supports knowledge. Knowledge is uncountable. I'm saying the word, the beauty of the temple. So beauty is uncountable. The knowledge of our astrology, we say, the knowledge of science, the knowledge of grammar, that is all uncountable. So you can find out any abstract nouns, they are always uncountable nouns. Milk, cheese, coffee. Here I'm saying the word tea here. Dear children, I'm asking one question too. Tea is a noun. What kind of a noun it is? Countable noun. Tea is countable noun. Uncountable. So I want to make a noun phrase using some particular words which I have already given some hints to you to convert it to a noun phrase. Can anyone do it? Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much for the response. So he said the difference between tea here and a cup of tea. I want all of you to be very particular about it so that you can understand the word in application. See, here I'm using tea. I'm making another noun phrase, a cup of tea. The difference between these is that one is a noun here and here it is a noun phrase. That is what I was discussing. You should be clear about the concepts between noun and noun phrases. And why to use them? Because we have to use them as a subject, sometimes an object, sometimes a complement. Let me clarify what exactly complement is. Let us talk about, I'm telling here, Akash is a singer. In this sentence, how many nouns I'm using? Akash is a noun or singer is a, yes, Gayatri, noun phrase. Very good. Thank you, ma'am. So here we find Akash is the subject, that is a noun, and it functions like the subject of a sentence, and it can be answered by the question word who. When I say Akash is a singer, about whom I'm speaking? About Akash? So that is the subject of the sentence. When I mean here is, that is the connecting verb. And when I'm using a singer, that is a noun phrase. So this part you should understand. When you are using a noun phrase, we are using them for better clarity that this singer is a noun hereby, and that is being determined by the word a here, which means one or single. Similarly, I'm just going to tell you, Gayatri now makes a sentence, I want to have a cup of tea. I want to have a cup of tea. Here, a cup of tea. That is a noun phrase. So let us talk about here Kotak stands on the Mahanadi. Here, Kotak is a which noun? It is the name of a city. Proper noun. Very good. The Mahanadi here, it is also a proper noun. Right? Very good. Now, let us talk about Gayatri is a classical singer. Here, I made a sentence. Gayatri, that is a noun. That is as the subject of the sentence. Gayatri is a classical singer. In this sentence, Gayatri is subject. Am I clear? Very good. Now, is the verb. And a classical singer, this, yes, classical is, thank you, Mama, thank you very much. Classical is adjective, and here A is a determiner and singer is a noun. So here I told you this determiner plus adjective plus noun, that is forming a noun phrase. And suppose I'm saying Gayatri is, I'm not using this part. Does it make a complete sense? No. In that case, it is known as a complement. Clear? Okay. You please put it out. This is a complement. Now let us talk about another part. Suppose I'm telling here, Mr. Das is an honest man. In this sentence, let us be very particular. Children, we are just using the word. It is not that we know the nouns. We should know the function of these nouns. Oh, am I getting the points clearly understood? Very good. Let us know the words in application. Mr. Das is the noun in the sentence. So it is a subject. Am I clear to you? Is the verb here. An honest man, here it is a noun phrase. And man is the noun. Honest is an adjective. And an is a determiner. This determiner plus adjective plus noun is a noun phrase. This noun phrase is functioning as, what is it? Object or complement? Yes, it is object or complement. Oh, yes, ma'am. No, no, I'm telling about an honest man. It is a noun phrase. Clear? In this particular phrase, suppose in this sentence that Mr. Das is an honest man, if I don't use the expression an honest man, this expression honest man describes the subject. Yes or no? So this is a compliment. ଆମେ compliment use କରନ୍ତି. Suppose ଆମକୁ କିଏ ଜଣ କଣ କହୁଛି ଆମେ କଣ କରନ୍ତି ଆମକୁ comments ଦଉଛୁ ନା compliment ଦଉଛୁ ମୁଁ କହିବି I say oh your presentation was beautiful ମୁଁ ଏଠି କଣ କଲି compliment ଦେଲି okay ମୁଁ କହିବି suppose I will tell a sentence Gayatri it was an excellent dance. What I did, I am giving a comment or a compliment. Compliment, right? Very good. Suppose I say it was an interesting story. I'm complimenting the story. I'm just giving a description about what kind of story it was, how the story was. It was a beautiful movie. Let us say here, this noun phrase which completes the subject is known as a complement. Now, I think we got a clear idea about subject. Yes or no? We come to know about complement. Now, let us talk about object. In English, we find two objects are there. In the last class, I gave you some ideas. Can anyone remember? We have Dipanjali present in the group. I actually am not. Yes, yes. Oh, thank you very much. So, how to know the direct object? How to know the indirect object? Can anyone? Here we have Pranati and Dipanjali. You also are requested to respond. Please participate in the class, right? Hmm. Okay. With question with Very good, very good, very good, wonderful. Thank you very much. Now, I'm just going to tell you a sentence here by, suppose I make a sentence, Om wrote a story. I'm applying them. Whatever knowledge I gained, I'm applying them. Here, I'm writing a sentence. Om is the subject of a sentence, and here wrote is the verb, and here a story, that is a noun phrase. This noun phrase I'm telling about, om is a noun here functioning as subject, and here a story is a noun phrase functioning as object. Clear? Om, you understood? Gayatri, you are also clear about it, Mama? Dipanjali and Pranati, you okay. Right. Let us talk about another one. Prakash gave me a chocolate. So here in the sentence, you tell Prakash is subject. Yes or no? Very good. Gave is the verb here in the sentence. And as our Om was discussing, I would like to ask a question. Here we have to make a division. When we are writing a word, we should know what exactly is the word, whether it's a noun or a pronoun or a noun phrase. Similarly, when you are using a sentence, you should know and identify each word. Here, Prakash is the subject, it is a noun, and here, me can be found by the question word whom. Whom did Prakash give a chocolate? Me. So this can be answered as the indirect object. I think this was the clear discussion in the last class, dear. Okay. So Prakash gave me a chocolate. So who gave? Prakash gave. By questioning who, you can find out the subject, and it is a noun. You should know. Now, me is the object. What kind of object? It can be answered by the question word to whom. Therefore, it is known as indirect object. Another is, what did Prakash give you? Yes, very good. In this sentence, ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ whom question କରୁଛନ୍ତି ପାଉଛନ୍ତି indirect object, what question କଲେ କ'ଣ ପାଉଛନ୍ତି? Direct object. So in one sentence, if we find two objects, if we find two objects, one is indirect object, another is direct object. Am I clear? One is indirect object, another is direct object. So now tell me how to find the indirect object. By questioning to whom. By questioning to whom. And how to know the direct object? By questioning what. And the important part is whether you are finding an answer by who or by whom or by what, they are all nouns or pronouns or noun phrases. Clear? You understood? Oh? Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Good. God bless you. So here. It, पूरा क्लियर बुझिएला किसी डाउट अछि तिकरे? Okay, very good. Very good. Thank you. Now, let us talk about some other terms. After discussing about common nouns, proper nouns, let us talk about collective nouns. Okay. Can anyone tell me what are collective nouns? Yes, very good. Police. Suppose, I'm just going to make a sentence using a bunch of grapes. Here I'm using a collection, a fleet of sheep, an army of soldiers. A bunch of grapes. A band of musicians. Right. A gang of robbers. A flock of sheep. Very good. Group of bikers. Likewise, a number of words. Now, your word is when you find one word, you can make a collection of more and more words. But you should understand a collection of places, a collection of things that is used as a singular one. So, my point is that you see, when you say a committee. So, do you think committee is made up of singular person? Not like that. Committee is singular, but a committee consisting of many persons, right? Okay. Then we say, and these collective nouns that can also be used as a, it can be used as a subject, as a complement, also as an object. I think you are clear about it. So when we are using a noun or a noun phrase, how to use them? Whether we are using it as a subject or as an object or a complement. So, dear children, in the next class, I will be discussing a number of questions based on this. I will ask you a number of questions. Now, I am just going to discuss all about abstract nouns. What are abstract nouns? Things that are abstract, that you cannot touch them, that are intangible. Yes, feelings. We can talk about intangible objects or things. Intangible. Now, let us talk about feelings, emotions, etc. Condition, yes. Taste, right? Let us talk. Can you cite? Very good. Yes, pain, pleasure, joy. So, can you cite some examples? Let us discuss. Suppose I'm okay, fine. So, I am talking about happiness. I feel happy. Happy is adjective here, but when I'm converting this into noun form, I take a lot of happiness. I enjoy. I get a lot of happiness while playing cricket. Joy, happiness, pain, pleasure. Oh, I'm feeling a lot of pain. Pain here is uncountable noun, but I'm just going to discuss. It is abstract. Yes or no? So let us discuss. Abstract nouns are always uncountable. I'm suffering from fever. I'm having a lot of pain in my head. Pain. My mother gets great pleasure in cooking. Pleasure, joy, happiness, sorrow, sympathy. You see an old man begging on the road, and you have a lot of sympathy looking at the man's condition, right? Suppose I'm saying the word pride. Pride is countable or uncountable? Uncountable. So that is abstract. Pride. Honesty, sincerity, we can talk about here. Suppose I'm telling the word anger, anger. Here the word love, sympathy. Suppose saying the word heat, smell, fragrance, joy, pride, pleasure. Suppose I'm telling silence, I'm telling uh, honesty, fear, very good. Fear, a lot of words like this. Okay, so they are all uncountable nouns. Now we say material nouns. Can you cite some examples of material nouns? They are things or materials. We can say, suppose the word here gold. I'm saying the word iron. Yes, very good. We say silver, right? Hey, these are only some examples. Okay, now I'm asking some questions. The sun rises in the east. In this sentence, you see here, the sun rises in the east. In this sentence here, the sun, that is subject. I'm telling about here, sun is determined by the word the sun. So it is a common noun or a particular noun. It is particular, only one. The sun, the moon, the pole star, the equator, right? Only one. Therefore, it will be singular. I'm just going to tell you here by iron is a useful metal. Here I am using the word iron. Yes or no? That is used as subject of the sentence. Or useful iron is a noun phrase. Again, I am coming to application. So here metal is a noun. It is used as common noun here. But when we say iron is a useful metal, and here iron is a material noun, right? It is a material noun functioning as the subject of a sentence. So now you are clear about it. Got it? Okay, suppose I'm telling here gold is a precious metal. There are other students who are also not responding. May I know that I would like to say Chandrasekhar and then Sachin, Pranati. Would like to give your responses, please. Do you understand these concepts when I'm explaining to you? Okay, very good. Thank you. Because I'm simply, dear students, I'm sorry, but I don't know exactly the names because you are appearing as the name reflects on the screen here. Best, I'm calling you. I may be excused if I'm mistaken by the utterances of these names. So here I'm saying gold, and here is precious metal. Then I'm saying the gold of South Africa. Oh, here I'm just going to make a different use. I'm using gold here in common, material noun, okay? In the sentence number one here, I'm using gold is a precious metal. Am I telling any gold? It is material noun. But am I telling which particular gold? Common gold? No, 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 mama. Gayatri, it is not South African gold. When I'm saying sentence number one, second sentence. Thank you, mama. Thank you very much. In the second sentence, South African gold, that is particular. So ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ କୁ ଆପ୍ଲାଏ କରିବା ଗୋଟେ ୱାର୍ଡ କୁ ଗୋଟେ ନାଉନ କୁ ଗୋଟେ ସେଣ୍ଟେନ୍ସ ରେ ଆମେ ୟୁଜ କରୁଛନ୍ତି we should know what exactly is its application ସେଟା କମନ ନାଉନ କି ପ୍ରପର ନାଉନ କି କଂକ୍ରିଟ ନାଉନ କି abstract ନାଉନ କି material ନାଉନ କି collective ନାଉନ and what is its function ଆମେ next class ରେ ଗୋଟେ exercise କରି परिबा can we do an exercise in the next class can I send you some questions today? I was thinking of giving some questions. In the next class, I will just give you 20 to 25 sentences. You can solve them out. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So today's all of you understood whatever I explained today in the class? Very good. Thank you very much. Now I'm open to your questions. If you have any questions, you can ask me for clarification. If you have any questions, you can ask me so that I can clarify, or we can go ahead for further discussion for clarification. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wonderful response. All of you interacted very nicely, and I hope the session was well presented with good interaction from everyone. Thank you very much. God bless you. Hope to meet in the next class.